hate when that happens. Dexter says, I can see that you are incredibly beautiful, but I am sure that you are much more than a pretty face. I appreciate that. So, Heavenly, what is making you so happy with the 59 followers? That's great. It's accomplishing something. Heavenly says, I'm brushing my teeth. Good. I'm proud of you. That's something we should do at least twice a day. Always important. And hopefully, my YouTubers will come back. But I just kind of spend a little bit of time with you guys before I go to bed. But yeah, if you guys can follow me on Facebook too, Cynthia Shiller. Now I have 2 of you. There you go. And Norman is joining in. Have you guys ever had experience with somebody who is avoidant? Mimi says, I don't want to go tomorrow. So we got to change our attitude and take power over it and just say, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. I'm going to talk to 2 people and make 2 new friends tomorrow. And it takes time. I know you don't want to go. You got to let me know, Amuse, where or who this doppelganger is. I would love to know who it is. I wonder if it is Cluster B Milkshake. That would be interesting. Is there anything you remember about the types of videos? Was she kind of just talking? Did she wear a t-shirt? You're scared. It's just because it's new, you know. Do you feel unsafe there? Sometimes is scared the right word or a little nervous? You think maybe more nervous? And you could be scared, I'm asking. Chopper is here. Chopper Dave, I remember you. It's a big school. Yeah, it takes a little bit of time. Is it at least laid out, easy to figure out? Because ours is so messed up. You got like 100, 1200, 2100, 2200, and it's all like different wings. And Donald from Iowa, good to have you here. Amuse says, I found her on YouTube, Cynthia. Okay. Do you remember what her, did she deal with narcissism? So Mimi says, I get lost. I can't do it. Oh, you got to try to find some people in your class that you can go to class with, or yeah, you'll be able to do it. It's overwhelming. I'm sure it's overwhelming. I remember those days. We got Ozzy and Peaches, but you know, they talk about the power of yet. And thank you guys for coming back. I'm sorry. I don't know what the deal was. There was a little kind of like memo thing over the heart. Remember how I complained about this heart? So I clicked on it, like, what is this? And it totally took me out of YouTube. And I don't know if I was still going live, but I re-logged in, which I feel bad. I had several people in here. Amuse says, it's you, silly. Oh, it's you. Is it really? You're so silly. I get it. Okay, so you're saying there's me and TikTok. I get it. I'm slow. It's me. You're cute. I'm sorry. What's your name? I'm Cynthia. If you want to follow me on Facebook, Shiller, Shiller, Cynthia. Mimi says very overwhelming. I get it. It's going to take a little bit of time. Ron says, hello, sad today. Ron, why are you sad? And Virago is joining. Virago's got that nice smile. I accidentally kicked people out of YouTube. They should be joining. Royalty, thank you. Yes, thank you for coming back. There was something, I wish they would take away that heart. Somebody, it's good for you. I just saw you sent that. But it covers the words when I'm trying to read what you guys are saying. And then I had a little memo thing over it. I clicked on it. Completely took me out. And I couldn't figure out how to fix it. Thank you for hitting that love button. Mimi says, I'm always sad. And CJ, thank you, Cynthia. You're welcome. Amuse says, I like your decoration in the background. It reminds me of a bunch of drink umbrellas put together. I remember, I used to love those. I love those. Where was it? Hudson's? I can't remember. We went somewhere. Mom, where was that? I think it was Hudson's. So Mimi, we're going to talk about always being sad, because you shouldn't always be sad. And we're going to talk about that in a second. Ron says, explosion among my sister and family, and dad is sick. What happened? What caused the explosion? And you're talking about emotional explosion. your sister and your family. You shared a little bit about your sister. How sick is dad? I'm sorry dad's getting sick. That's always a strain. A lot of times too, when people are under strain, that stressors can cause anxiety or their true colors to come out. So now I'm trying to remember, they're like across country from you. Is that correct? CJ says blonde hair and blue eyes. Sorry, I couldn't see because of the glasses. Yes, these are my eyes. There they go. I wish I didn't have to wear glasses, but I do. Amuse says sometimes it's hard not to be sad. Make sure you talk to someone and help release that. Mimi, yeah, because you've been struggling. You've been, and it's understandable. You just switched schools, and you had that move. Are you back in your hometown now? Vestal blue. I'm blue. Da ba dee da ba doo. Hi, Vestal. But always being sad. Sometimes it could be a chemical thing going on in our brain, or it could be hormones. It could be stressors. Also, maybe it's our body telling us that we need to start enjoying life, and that takes effort for us to do. You're in Pittsburgh now. Some of us get the seasonal depression. Make sure that your vitamins are right, that you have enough vitamin D, you get your outside little boost of sun. And, I live in Michigan. I think we have 43 days of sun. We got 43 sunny days a year. Other than that, it's kind of overcast. Florida has 296. So Heavenly says, dang, I had a whole puddle of toothpaste in my mouth. Oh my goodness. Hope you brush them and you remember to spit it out. CJ says, wow, naturally beautiful young lady. Thank you. You don't take vitamins. Well, eat healthy then. Oh, so I accidentally like my own live. So biological, are you asking? Run if they're biological. Hi, is it Zanny? Check for vitamin and mineral deficiencies. You're correct. That can throw you off too. Exactly. Make sure you eat healthy and make sure you get enough sleep. Are you getting enough sleep, Mimi? I know sometimes when we're nervous about starting something new, we might not get enough sleep. So let me catch up. Vestal, the blue dot. Royal D says, yes, it's not good to be sad all the time. And there's steps that we can do, kind of like objects in motion, stay in motion. The same with depression. If you're going to go down that depressed state, there are things that we can do. And I know sometimes they say that you can't. You can. It's just harder. And if they're like, I can't get off my couch. Well, if your house was on fire, you would get off your couch. But it can be a struggle. And how do we overcome the struggle? So Vestal, you're asking biological what? To run? Run says, me and my sister got into it. She's older, so she feels I need to obey her. I'm 41. She's 50. I live with my dad and mom, and she finally is helping, but she was MIA, missing in action for months. Okay, so yeah, you already had that family dynamic going. Is she staying, living at the house and helping to care for dad, or did she just visit till she realized dad is sick? So was it kind of like the power struggle that you were going on that was causing problems? I know sometimes it's like, geez. And 1 second. So Vestal says, vitamins help me focus. I've been taking vitamins. Vestal says B12 and B6. Run till she realized dad is sick. Zanny says, I do homemade electrolyte. Hydrate. How do you do homemade electrolytes? What do you use for that? Feels great. Thank you, Zanny. Vitamin A and C. Vitamins are important, Vestal says. Run says, nope, she visits. She's commanding. I'm going to call the police and whatnot. Oh, coming. Yeah, sometimes it's like, man, you can't even like say anything or they're going to call the cops. Electrolytes are kind of like what's in Gatorade. You know how they, after you sweat out a lot of your balance, it just keeps everything functioning good. And If your electrolytes get out of balance, you can actually have like heart attacks and things like that. So definitely want to keep hydrated, and like our blood isn't just like water. We have, the salt and all the other things that go in there. Potassium's important. Zanny says, I'm having less depression since becoming primarily carnivore. Ah, I see that. Some people have to be careful with it. Everybody's different, but the Jordan Peterson and his daughter Michaela, they're complete carnivores, and they have to do it because of food allergies, but it helped them. So Zanny says, lemon, cucumber, Celtic salt. You can add honey, but I like to use fresh oranges, lemons, grapefruit for sweetness. It actually sounds good. So let me catch up with TikTok real quick. And you don't take vitamins. I'd be sad too. Hopefully they vote red and turn your frown upside down. But I'm in Michigan, so I understand sadness. Yeah, the seasonal stuff. Heavenly says, I'm fresh as a daisy and ready for bed. I bet you're beautiful too. I bet you're going to sleep good. It feels good when you're like, we were talking about that today in my class. My English is a second language. I didn't tell you my peanut butter and jelly story. But we were talking about sleep hygiene and how it's important to get ready for bed and have a nice, comfortable, cool temperature. Amu says, don't take antidepressants. I believe they do more harm than good. Eat healthy helps. Yeah. They have to get the right balance. I see so many people getting the wrong balance or going through a lot of struggles with medication. If you can do it without medication, that's always better. But Amu says, yes, you do need to talk with others, Mimi. Don't feel alone. And that's the thing. It's good for you to be here, but I also want you to meet some people and hang out with them and just be silly and have fun and experience things. Get that body moving. Amu says, I'm happy you're here. I like giving hugs. Aww. Heavenly says, good night. Good night, Heavenly. Sleep well. Amu says, how do they not be with the name like Heavenly and saying good night too? Mimi says, I don't want to be here anymore at this point. And you said at this point, so it does get better. So, have you talked to your dad about what you're going through? When we start, remember we talked about when we start putting those words into action, we gotta be really careful that our body is saying we need some help. If it's prolonged where you're having that, grandma or anybody, is there anybody that you can talk to? I know you're at a new school. But it is a period, we all have ups and downs in life. I told you some of my stories, some of my tragedies, and I'm so glad I'm here. I've been through some terrible times where I just bawling my eyes out, screaming into my pillow, just so sad. And I'm still glad I'm here. And there's a lot to live for. CJ says, you're too beautiful not to just stand up, young lady. Me? You want me to stand up? Is that Amu says, even if it's a coffee shop, you don't have to know them. Just feel the smiles that come from others. I agree. Just go for a walk. I told you when I was in high school, I was super, super shy. And I would force myself to talk to 3 people. And Zanny says, just a pinch of salt. Himalayan salt carries lots of minerals, but Celtic salt carries much more. Oh, am I saying that right? Is it Celtic? What is that? I know like Himalayan. Is it just from a different area? Is it Celtic? So Vessel says diet in hospital needs to be better. Why though? I'll tell you what. I had I had to go in for a heart test, and I have low blood pressure, and they put me on a salt restricted diet. Like, come on, I need high salt. Not everybody with heart problems has low sodium. I actually need it from Ireland. Okay. You know who has the best salt? I don't know. I want you guys to put your votes in. I think McDonald's has the best salt. But that's good advice of you, to just go out and enjoy even a coffee shop. You don't have to do a 360. I'll do a 360 when I reach my goal. How's that? That's how we celebrate. Amuse says, ignore the unhappy people and let happy people pick you up. Yeah, Mimi, it's good to talk to someone. I'm here for you too, but I think you need to talk one-on-one and have somebody who's close to you, close in physicality, who can, you know, even just shake your hand or fist bump you. Me too, teach. CG says, just stand. I stood all day. And Amuse is saying, I'm happy you're here. I love the hymn, pink Himalayan salt. I do too. I like it too. Amuse says, I might have to have my heart checked after seeing your soul. Oh, Mimi says, there's no point of talking if they can't do anything about it. They can't. It's you that has to do something. That's the thing. They can guide you, but any therapist you go to, it's not the therapist who's going to make the difference. It's going to stimulate you for you to make the difference. Because there are, better therapists or counselors than others, but the work has to come from within. There's times that, that serenity prayer, that, there's things we can change, things we can't. We have to accept what we can't change and, learn to change the things we can, but to accept the things we can't, and the wisdom to know the difference, and to also know this is just a period of time. It's a difficult time, but don't give up. Love those blue eyes. Thank you. I ain't trying no more. Sorry. Me. You're grounded. And that's where self-love, and we talk about the spirituality. Do you believe in God, Mimi? Because spiritually, it's like the devil's trying to take you down. And sometimes this is ways to be brought closer to God. So hi Michael, thanks for joining. Okay, so the devil is all about destruction, and when you get that down, that is the ultimate destruction, and we don't want the devil to win. And when we become so focused on our own life, or our sadness, things like that we tend to look away from God. So it's hard. It's not too hard. There's times maybe you need a couple extra naps, or to cry a little bit, or to be frustrated. But, doing certain things that ground you, certain things that calm you, even, getting a schedule together. Like today I'm going to study my English. Tomorrow I'm studying my history, whatever works for you, or 15 minutes history, 15 minutes of help. That, it is hard. Well, at this point, I get it. You want to give up, but, if you do believe in God, I want you to pray to him, and he can get you through if you have faith in him. So it's kind of like a test of your faith. And it's not fair to have to go through that. But just like in dating, how we kind of have to vet people, to see if they're worthy of us. Why can't you just let me give up? Because I love you, Mimi. I told you I'm your adoptive mother that, is far away. I won't let you give up. And, I don't want you to give up either, because I see how valuable you are. And Zanny says, I prayed to God, take love and sexuality away from me. I explained that I keep hurting myself. God did do that for me. Somehow I stopped worrying about it, and wow, do men treat me better now? Yeah, when we start using our body to attract men or a partner, that usually goes south. That's usually all that they're after. When we take that away, they're going to start to see, the true us. So my Ron says, my other sister says, call the crisis line thing. Is the police take records of those calls? My sister doesn't get it. Cult is every place. It's flustering. Let me scroll up a little. Ron says, I'm drinking strawberry Gatorade tonight. I bet that's good. So is she saying to, hold on, my sister says, call the crisis line thing. Is the police take records of those calls? My sister doesn't get it. Cult is every place. Are you saying that the crisis lines are cults? Zanny, go for the salt with high mineral content. Celtic has the most. Taurine for the heart. Taurine is a red meat. Okay. Yeah, I probably need that. My iron isn't low, but it's low. Hegel? Vestal says, why empathy and love help us? Why do empathy and love help us? They help us see how the other person's going to react. They have, when somebody is having a bad time, it doesn't mean they're worthless. We can see their struggles and we can try to help problem solve. So Vestal says lobster cuisine, seafood. Nope, not into it. But I know a lot of people like it. Zanny says, I pray to God. And it does change, it does change. So, and that's why like people with, when we talk about like, God's perfect plan, but we also talk about, it's just good advice, whether you believe or not, that if you follow the things, it does lead to a better outcome. And, you can do your thing your own way. You can dress provocative. You can do this, you can do that. You can be hypersexual or touchy-feely, but, if you want, a quality relationship, you have to hold off on that. Ron says people in the cult world in every level of jobs, even police. I'll agree with that. Ron says, so any record can be manipulated if they want to ruin your life. I agree with that. Zanny says, you ladies are super sweet. Keep it up. Never forget how awesome you are. Run for the roses. Yes, in Christ I found peace, but I'm afraid I won't ever get into a relationship again. It feels safer solo. Zanny, we got lots to talk about because I'm kind of there too. I'd like a husband. I'd like somebody, but it's also really scary out there. Just slow and steady and we'll see what happens, but it's nice having that peace now. We don't have to have a man, and, the right person will be worth waiting for. I don't just date to date, so I get it. And thank you for your kind words and good advice. So we also have, Amuse says, at least a year on dating, they can change quick on you. I agree. Also, you don't want them to just come out of a fresh relationship because they'll probably, if they're a healthy person, will have some lingering feelings that they have to work through. So you definitely don't want them to, go back to the person once you start getting feelings for them. You feel like some people hate me, and, they probably don't, but even if they do, okay. There's people who hate me. Mimi, you were on the live when they were filtering out things that were said. I don't know what they said, but people have said some mean things to me on Facebook or on TikTok. And it's like, okay, just that's where we have to build ourselves up strong and believe in who we are, that not everybody in this world's going to like us. It's just a fact of life. Or they might like other people a little bit better, but that doesn't mean that we're not worthy of love. We're just possibly, hoping from the wrong people. And that's okay. It's okay if some people don't like you. Just avoid them. Just don't interact with them. But I get it. It's awkward, uncomfortable, and it's kind of like, why can't we all just get along? But, give them a chance to get to know you too. Because I had this one student who acted like he hated me. We just didn't develop the relationship yet. And I was trying to help him, and he did not want the help. And I was getting frustrated because he would just mouth off to me. And I'm like, I'm trying to help you. And then once it finally clicked, and he was like, wow, you really helped me. And he said, wow, we get along really good. It was rough in the beginning, but we get along really good, because he saw that I still cared about him. And that's where, like, God's love, when you care about people, and have the time to develop the relationship, so they don't know you yet. They can't hate you. They can't hate you, you know? Like Tom Cruise. Can I really hate him? I don't really know him, So maybe if I met him or whatever, but Amuse says, I'm curious what your mom's favorite song is. Ooh, Mommy, I think Mommy went to bed. I don't know. We used to listen to a lot of ABBA when I was growing up. Mommy, you still here? I don't know. They're asking what your favorite song is. Some will be, but the good ones will love you. That's true. And that's what we have to focus on. When we're younger, we want to have a ton of friends. As we get older, we're happy with our 2, 3, or 4 friends. Definitely invest in your friends, because as people get older, there's so many people who don't even have one friend that they can call. So keep up. And Ron says, and it's crazy how cults manipulate people to be a romantic partner. I have had that also. I wasted 14 years because of fake cult infiltrations in my relationships. Can I ask what state you live in? I'm trying to remember where you're from. Zanny says, vibe your tribe. I think that's some good advice. Yep. You want people that, are similar to you and also kind of feel that vibe. Do that vibe check. Ron says, I pray to find a partner again, one that will be in the Coulter Eastern Stars. Won't? Zanny says, oh my God, I have a narc flashback. I like ABBA. Washington State. Okay. I don't know so much about Washington State, but I think they have quite a few. I know it's all over the place, but Fernando. Trying to think what else. Mom, you gotta help me out. So there are times, I get it, and I don't want to discount what you're feeling, Mimi, but when we strengthen ourselves, and this is what we're learning. Life is getting too hard at this point, so I want to go already. But you're not allowed to, especially if you are a Christian. We're not allowed to do that. We're just not. That was my thing. That's why I'm still here, is I know I'm not allowed to do that. Amuse says, do I have to buy a pair of Kiss Boots platforms so we can hang out? You know it. I have my sequin jacket on, and they called me an 80s rock star 2 days ago at school. Fight me right now. Fight you, I'll win. I won't do that to you, Kyle. I'll be nice to you. Amuse says, wow, what cult, if you can say? Dancing Queen. Love that song. Amuse says Utah does. Okay, I'm kind of thinking out that way. Fight for what, Kyle? Yeah, why am I fighting you? So, your game. We got people fighting. And so, yeah, praying helps. We have to pray the right way, too. Are you praying for a specific person, or are you praying for the type of person? We also have to work on ourselves to be the person that would match with the person that we want. Are we living the lifestyle that they would want? He was Swedish. Ah. Ron says, I didn't know that. A lot of witchcraft here. There definitely is a lot of witchcraft. I'm starting to see it more and more. I saw it more like 10th, 11th, 12th grade, and now I'm seeing it again. Vestal says, I seek wisdom. What diagnosis would I have? What wisdom do you have to tell us today? What wisdom is, so Vestal, I know you've been searching and you've had a couple diagnoses. Do you feel comfortable with the diagnosis that you've had, or do you feel that that doesn't fit what you believe yourself to be? Because I know you've asked a couple questions. So you have seen some therapists. Are you comfortable with the diagnosis, or do you think they're off the rocker? I'm game for buying the boot. I got lots of boots. No, for the platform. Okay. So Mimi, I know you're frustrated, and there's that power of yet. We just got to keep hoping. There are, no, Mimi. Okay. I see a smiley face though. So lots of love. It is getting late, so I want you to just relax and get some good sleep. I will be looking forward to hearing how your day went tomorrow. Tomorrow, I am doing a podcast at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. With Kendra Turley from TikTok. So it'll be a really good podcast. You believe I was a time traveler. Yeah, and the thing is, I don't know. I don't know how that would work. There are experiences that I've had a little bit, like we talked about the paranormal. So I know there's times where I'm like, you're going to think I'm crazy for sharing this story, So when people tell me their experiences, there's stuff out there that we don't know. So I can't say that you didn't do that. Same with like astral projection and things like that. I've heard people say that they've done that the ads are messing up the chat. Oh, I'm sorry, Ron. I'm sorry. I know. Thank you for being patient though. I appreciate your patience with that. Maybe, I don't know. Mimi, I want you to have a great day. You're going to have a good day. You're going to have a good day. If I got to go to school tomorrow, you got to go to school tomorrow. Get some sleep. Have some sweet dreams. And look, you got love all over here. Amuse is saying, be safe, Mimi. Thanks for hanging out. See, you are loved. Mimi says, I'm tired. I'm not going. Okay. Oh, you're not going to school? You're not? That's going to cause more stress later. The more I get that, I procrastinate. I do procrastinate. And then you start getting stressed and you start avoiding things and it starts messing your life up. So try not to do that. Try to slow and steady if you can. Amuse says, DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles, they had the broom in the corner at the door and some type of herbal plant, subtle. The DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles, was witchcraft? No, I'm not going to be here anymore. You say you're not going, and then you say you're not going to be here anymore. What do you mean? What do you mean, Mimi? Vestal says, what are the positives of narcissistic personality disorder? Good question. There are some. There are definitely some. They can say, screw it, not hurt like we hurt. They can fight tooth and nail for what they want. They can come out on top and not care about the destruction. They can gain tons of money by manipulating people. They can lie, so they get out of being held accountable for things. They're scammers, so they just go through life, but they're destroying other people. And in order to do that, you have to be dead inside. And that saying of it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. They don't love like we do. And you know, I kind of equate it to, if you're an empathetic person, you like the connection with people. And you can think of, let's say you had the lifestyle of Taylor Swift right now, and you didn't socialize with like the dancers and the band. You just did your job and went to your hotel. So you're not having like friends traveling with you. And you're meeting millions of people, millions of people. Hi, thank you for the hug. Thank you for the gift. Hello. Oh, thank you for saying I'm beautiful. On and on and on. You should be having your ego stroke, this, that. But at the end of the day, it would be so lonely because there's not the connection. So the connection that a narcissist would have would just be at that superficial level of, oh my gosh, thanks for coming to the concert. And it's not that deep, passionate, and I want to care about you and have you care for me, or I want to plan special things for you, and giving you a purpose and all these things. So Zanny says, very tricky biz, the love boat. Don't think I will be boarding anytime soon. And guess what? That's okay. Sometimes we got to give ourselves some extra love and care for what was missing. Exactly. I know as I get older too, I bought a house on a lake, and I'm like, oh man, can't take it with me, but I do have a daughter and 2 grandkids. And it's like, man, I don't know. Is it worth the risk? I don't know. Because there are people, it's scary out there. And then I see a lot of really bad situations in some dating situations, and I'm seeing more and more people losing people. It's scary. Ron says they all are political, like 3 in a row. Oh, dang it. They've been doing a lot of political, and I don't want that on my channel. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot more too. I'm sorry about that for the ads. Any fish in the lake? This is a good place to fish. There's bluegill, bass, perch, and other ones. But supposedly they're really good. Mimi says, okay, I'm leaving now. Bye. And get well rested and sleep well. And I will see you tomorrow. I want to hear about your day. Just have a positive attitude. Got to take control. So lots of love. I know it's a hard time. But we'll never know how the day turns out unless we go. You love perch. Your favorite is crappie. I'm not a big fish eater though. But yeah, it is tricky business. I agree with you. And like I said, there are positives, but there's also a lot of negatives. Ron says narcissists don't care as they look good and have status. Yeah, and looking good isn't always, like confidence is sexy. So yes. Oh, Mimi, I thought you said you'd let me know tomorrow. That's okay. I'll let you sleep. Don't worry about it. Just get some sleep. See how you feel in the morning. HPD and SPD. So yeah, the narcissists, they are just going to go after what they want to go after. Status is important to them. That's why they love money. And I prefer high profile dates. STPB. You got to tell me. I'm tired. What does that mean? Zenny says, remember, God wants you to feel better, and you can tell God everything. Are you still here? I do love you too, Mimi. So listen, you got a special message, Mimi. Zanny says, remember, God wants you to feel better, and you can tell God everything. And that's the truth, even your deepest, darkest secrets. He already sees it, and he wants to be there to help. You get past the awful times and feelings. It's only a prayer away. And that's sometimes when we go through those devastations or hard times, he's trying to say, I love you, come closer. He is trying to bring you closer. And I kind of have a reverse way of thinking about it is, okay, I'm going to be closer to God so I don't have to go through all these like trials and tribulations. And that's why, live your life the best that you can, and your life will be better. The weather was beautiful today. Josh, absolutely wonderful today. How about you? It was, I don't know, it was really hot today. It was nice. Perfect. So, Zanny, perfect advice. So, Ron says, so they will destroy you for a D&W. Cheating and sex over cheating and sex. Some will even have kids by someone else and not even care. Yeah. They can have multiple families. Mimi says, even when you're close to God, things get harder. That's part of life. There's the devil acting against them. And you just have to know, that he's bringing you closer and he's going to get you through. And you're going to have a beautiful life ahead. Not going to be perfect, but we can pick the bad route or the good route. And as long as we pick the good route, we'll have the best life possible for us. Harder to make you stronger. Yeah. So when it gets harder, he's building us up. You talk about the crocodiles that are trying to get out of their little egg and they have to struggle. Like if you help them, it's actually bad for them. They need to struggle. Or little birdies trying to get out of their shells. That's strengthening them. Same with the butterfly. Coming out of that chrysalis. That's making them stronger. It's a necessary part of life. So right now, when we feel a little broken or a little down, that's why I keep talking, build that strength up. If not, God's going to help us do that. Oh, I got a little sign. I'll show it to you. I didn't fold my laundry. Can you see it? Hold on. Is it going? No, it stopped. Let's see if it goes again. I have a light flickering way off in the distance right when I was talking about God. Oh, I love you, God. God, you're awesome. God is amazing. Guys, you should see this. Did you guys see that? Did you see that? Did you see that? Oh! Did you tell me you saw that, guys? Oh, that's so cool. I didn't know it was called a chrysalis. Yeah. You saw it, okay? That was wild, guys. Because now it's calm. I'm like, who else saw that? Did you guys see that light flicker? It's not flickering now. I'm about ready to turn everything. You didn't see it? You guys didn't see it? Let me try it again. I don't know if it's going to work. I honestly don't know if it's going to work. Way off in the corner. Sorry, guys. All right, hold on. I guess. All right, way off there. Let's see. I love you, God. God is great. I love you, God. God, are you here? Oh, you're not blinking. Hello. God, TikTok's watching. I love you, God. Oh, it's not doing it now. Show me a sign. Oh, show me a really big sign. Big sign. God, can you show me your presence? It flickered a little bit. Can you show it so people on TikTok can see it? I will freak out if the light. Can you burn the light out? God, that'd be a miracle. I see you flickering. Can you burn the light out? I'll put a new light bulb in. I've never had this happen. Please don't. It means the spirits are listening, good and bad. Wow, we love you, God. Yeah. God, show me a sign. Can you flicker for me, please? Did you see it? Oh, dude, I wish you guys were on TikTok. Do you see that, guys? Please tell me you see that. Can you see it? I don't know if I want to turn TikTok away. I know you didn't. I saw the wings and the legs. What? Oh my, it is. I don't know, guys. Do you want to see? All right, so sorry, I should have done my laundry. Folded my laundry. I'll turn you guys. All right, so there we go. Ah! All right, we'll just do this and see what happens. Sorry, I got everything all. All right, and I'll just move. So there we go. Man, now you see my big old mess. All right. So I'll just come over here. You guys can see it. Okay, good. Let's see. I got too many cameras. All right, God, can I see a sign? I want to see you. So you saw it. It's not doing it right now. You see my big pile of laundry over there, right there. It was either do my laundry or log in and talk to you guys. All right, so I'll leave it up for a little bit. You guys can hear me. You would need advice on how to find that. How to find what? And Ron says I've gotten a lot light flickering and strange things when stuff was going on. Yes, you can see it right now. It's not doing anything. But God, Jesus Christ, God, show me a sign. Show me your presence. Flicker for me. We got TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, non-believers. Show us that you're here. Please. When you're ready. Ren says finding a good partner is so difficult in the worldly world. So Debbie says, oh, Debbie is here. Okay, so in that corner, can't do it right there, this corner, okay? That light was flickering like crazy. And it was when I was talking about God. So Debbie is here. God, can you show us your presence? Are you here right now? Show us your presence. I don't know if I turn it away. Maybe it doesn't like YouTube. It was doing it till I turned YouTube on. Maybe the bulb needs to be changed. No, we're going to say it's God. I don't know. Could be. Maybe the bulb does need to be changed. But it was flickering like crazy. Are you here, God? Welcome to YouTube. All right, I'm about to turn my camera. Oh, did it just flicker? I think it would be amazing if you could blow the bulb out so everybody can really see your presence. Be a miracle. Everybody concentrate. Flicker, flicker. I don't know. It's not doing it right now. Let me see what you guys are saying. I'll flicker for you. Morse code. Oh, that would blow my mind if it was Morse code. Wouldn't that be wild? So that was God saying, Mimi, don't be so sad. You guys made me show you my messy laundry that I have to do before I go to bed. Got my little drink here. All right. Yes, it needs to be. Yes, it does need to be changed. What if it was? All right. I'm going to turn it back. All right. So Vestal says, doctor. What do you mean, doctor? Oh, man. This is why I try not to turn things. I got so many cords. So hard. Uh-oh. There you go. Please don't. Please don't what? What do you want, Vestal? I mean, the right kind of crazy, not the wrong kind of crazy. Exactly. Let me turn you back around. So what do you guys think about that? Look up the verse, Zechariah 2, verse 5. Can you tell me what it says? What is it? The last USB device you connected to this computer malfunction and Windows does not recognize it. Can you guys tell me if, there we go. Is my screen and everything still good? My ex had a doppelganger, Ron says, and they tried to both hook up with me. Both were members of a cult, and they claimed they were Jewish. Yep, twins will do kind of crazy things like that too sometimes. Mimi says, "LOL." Mallory, you missed it. Mallory just joined in. I was showing light flickering like crazy, and we were praying out to God. So I don't know. It just started like flickering like crazy. TikTok, somehow it does. I'll have to see. It'd be really cool if they got it just at that right time. I can share that. That'd be so cool to share. Unfortunately, it was only TikTok that saw that. Run says, so human trafficking is real stuff. They don't see it as being controlled. Definitely needs to be controlled more. Vestal says, I already studied the Bible. Does anybody know what that Zechariah 2 verse 5, chapter 2 verse 5? Mimi, I love you too. Get some good sleep. Hi, David. Amu says, for saith the Lord will be unto her a wall of fire round about, and it will be the glory in the midst of her. That's a beautiful. The glory in the midst of her. And yeah, sometimes, it feels like we're in this ring of fire, but we're going to make it through. We're protected and just got to kind of deal with it. So sorry, I can't show you guys. I don't know if it's going to do it again. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Do I have any advice on finding a wife? Be your authentic self. Listen to what she is saying. Everything's not always attacks. Women want to connect with you. A lot of times they'll share things. And, as far as finding a wife, take the time to not just go get one, but to live your life. So you're out there, you're meeting people. It's okay to talk to people like, hey, I'm thinking about dating, and get advice from, somebody might have, a sister or a friend, things like that. And really learn about each other. Don't get physical right away. And, you can hold hands, things like that, but take the time to make sure it's the right person. Once you start mixing in the physical, sometimes it either just focuses on that and you miss out on the blessings of the depth. Debbie says, give me some advice about what to do when a bully is bothering my 8-year-old grandson at school, 3rd grade. Sometimes you need to have the teachers involved to kind of keep an eye on it. Your 8-year-old kind of needs to understand his self-worth, and he's at an age where hopefully you can talk to him a little bit about not feeding into it or bullying back. Sometimes that just escalates it, but to stand his ground. Is it physical bullying or emotional bullying? Mallory, what are you up to? Technically, the wall had fire. Fire of the light, and thou called unto Jesus Christ. There's so many messages for us in the Bible. Debbie says, teacher is involved. Mom has a meeting at school on Wednesday. Yeah, bullying is hard. Vestal says, rebuke the bully. But yeah, sometimes teachers do need to get involved. If it gets bad, maybe switch classrooms if it's really bad, but hopefully, some consequences, or there are like counselors sometimes where you can do a, what is the word that they use? Begins with an R. It's slipping my mind right now. Restoration. They have like restoration practices where they can talk to the kids together to try to get them to work. Some kids are just going to be bullies. But, just It breaks our hearts too when somebody that we really love is being bullied. And just let him know he's a special little boy and not to believe whatever the bully says. And the teacher shouldn't be afraid of hurting the kid's feelings. We also, it's a tough line at work. Debbie says Liam had an action figure in his backpack, and I guess he took it out, and the bully threw it in the garbage. I can only imagine how hurt he was. Yeah, and that's hard. You know, we all want to get along, and we all just want our stuff not to be touched. And did he get it back? He took it out, and the bully threw it in the garbage. So we can tell Liam too, though. We can say, Liam, this is a lesson for us that we shouldn't be bringing our toys to school. You know, maybe if it's show and tell that they're still doing that. I know it was a very special face mask. Now that we have COVID, I was a cool kid. When I had surgery, I had a mask. So I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. But I lost it on the way to school. I was so upset. So that's one way to avoid it. Just say we don't need to bring our toys to school. That way we don't have to worry about it. How do we problem solve this? So, Cynthia, why do you ask that? Do I have schizotypo? What makes you ask that? Why do you think that? Sylvester says the Bible is helpful. Tell me why you think that. I won't say you're wrong. I won't say superstitious thinking. Oh, what's superstitious about? Tell me what you saw that was superstitious. Was it Melania Trump in charge of bullying in 2016 to 20? I don't know what she would have done. She didn't really. I didn't see her being very active, so I don't know. Holy Spirit lead, how else could I have found that? Interesting, yeah. So I don't know I didn't see her being very active. I'm pretty sure that was her big thing for helping as a first lady. I don't know. I got to be real careful. I got shut down for political stuff, so we got to be careful. Don't get me shut down. Oh, man. I think you should study cluster A, personality disorders, and you would understand. So as far as superstitious thinking, I wouldn't say that I really have superstitious thinking. You know, I walk under ladders. I don't cry if I break a mirror. Oh, my phone's shutting down. Dang it. I was doing good on my. Dang it. See, that's what happens when I move stuff. Why did it shut down? Dang it. I ate up the whole battery. These folks are puppets, most elites. Dang it. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and log off right now. My batteries are dying. It is midnight, so I should be going to school, sleep. So, I don't know. As far as superstitious thinking, no. Unless you could tell me what you see that's superstitious. Remember, you don't remember? I want to hear what you. Good night, Debbie. Thanks so much for joining. But yeah, before we go, Debbie, please let me know what they say at the school. That you know, just let them know, reassure them that, you know, he's worth a lot, and a lot of times that other boy is probably hurting, and that's why he's doing it. So you think I should study cluster A? I'll do something on cluster A. But magical thinking. I do think, and this is where I struggle. I see a correlation to manifestation and faith in God and positive thinking. So I can see what you're talking about. If that's what you mean. But and you have to believe it. And that's where the faith comes in. So there's a fine line. But I think you have a lack of emotion. I have strong emotions. Ron says they label what they don't understand at times. Oh, I like that. That's true. That is true. That was pretty deep. All right, guys, I'll do a video tonight before I log off. Schizoid personality disorder is when a person is an introverted alone. Yeah, I'm not introverted. Ron says, got to realize many times they aren't believers. That is true. That is true. A lot of people, yeah. So I'll do some more cluster A. We're expanding out. So thank you guys for joining. And I appreciate all the great comments. I'll see you guys soon. Have a good night. Feel free to hit that like button before we go. It is alien to them. I see that. You are correct. Good night, guys. Thanks so much. Thanks for the likes.